Live stream. Hopefully you guys can hear me this time. I did start a little bit ago, but I had no audio for whatever reason. I don't know why that happens. But as I was saying, we're gonna do St. Patrick's Day makeup today. It's gonna be a very quick and easy St. Patrick's Day look because it's super hot here in LA and I don't want to do like a full beat. So this is gonna be just like a quick fun little St. Patty's Day makeup look. I do already have my skincare prepped as always, and I am gonna go in here with a little bit of a glitter glue primer. I'm gonna use the one from NYX because I love glitter and I need a little glitter in my life, especially on St. Patrick's Day. So I'm just gonna do a little dab of that on my eyelids before we move on to the eye look. I'm gonna do the eye look first and then face second. I'm just pressing that everywhere. And I'm kind of nervous to put powder on top of this. I'm not really sure how it's gonna set because this is a little bit, this isn't like an eyelid primer, it's a glue, so it's really tacky. Hopefully once it dries down I'll be able to put powder on top, but we'll see. We'll do a little experiment today, and if not, then I just have to wipe it off and start over again. I want to lay down, I usually do like this like nude color from Natasha Denona or like something nude like that, but I feel like I want to do like a white base. So let's see where I can find my white. Okay, not in here, but I will be using this palette because it has a bunch of green in it. So I'm gonna definitely be using this, but that doesn't have the white that I'm looking for. I think this one does. Yeah. So this is the Toy Story palette. This is the white that I'm gonna lay down. And this is the Toy Story palette from ColourPop. So I'm gonna pick up quite a bit of pigment. So my brush is pretty well covered. And I'm gonna be careful how I'm pressing this down because since I do have that really sticky glitter glue on, I can't really swipe it, so I'm gonna just press it in. Okay, I think that's good. I don't need it to be super, super white. See how it's kind of creasing there? That's because of that glitter glue. So I have to just be mindful of how I'm blending this in. Okay, that looks a little better. Okay. Okay, so now that that's laid down, I'm gonna do eyeliner. And on the top, I think I'm gonna go for a gold because I feel like gold and green are the vibes I'm gonna do. Where is my gold? Is it this one? No. I hate that all of these look exactly the same. There's no way to tell what shade is which. And I am missing one. Is this the gold one? Yeah, this is gonna be it. Okay. So again, from ColourPop, I have a liquid eyeliner. That's gonna be gold. I'm gonna give it a little shake. And I don't know what I wanna do. We'll see. We'll see what comes to fruition at the end, because I have like some ideas. I don't know if I wanna do gold glitter or green glitter, but let's do the gold liner for sure. Okay, so that's the first layer. We'll let that sit. Okay, so we'll let that first layer dry down. I'm just gonna do more, but that's kind of just a guideline for my eyeliner. I like to do my liner first, so I don't typically do it on top of my shadow. I just forgot today. So I'm gonna, before I do any more, okay, so let's start working on the green. Like I said earlier, I don't want to do too much because this really isn't supposed to be like a full beat kind of look. Let's take a little bit of this green right here. This is from the Pokemon ColourPop palette. Let's see how pigmented that is. So I just picked up a little bit. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, and let's leave that, work on the other side. So when I first lay that color down, I kind of work at, I kind of work it like a little V or like a little L shape, because that's where I want the most of my pigment to lay down, and then I'll try and blend it out from there. So I do want color on my lid. So I drag, you know, a little bit towards the center, a little towards the center point of my eyelid or the center of my face. And then I want that shadowing on the wing. So that's where I focus that most. And then I'll bring it in a little bit. Okay, let's see. What color I'm gonna do next. I don't want this to be too crazy pigmented. Okay. Nothing from there. Maybe something from here. Let's see. We're just gonna be palettes swapping today. So going back to the toy store, I'm gonna grab some of this green powder. Same brush. And then that I'm gonna place right next to that green that I just put down. And then, so I think the glitter that I'm going to do is going to go in the center, like the inner eyelid. So I was going to put a little bit on that, but I think I want to keep that light. A little more on this side. Okay, let's see. What other colors I want to put on the inside. Maybe nothing? Yeah, maybe we'll just leave that like that. So I do want that glitter to kind of pop the inner corner. But I don't know how I'm feeling about that white popping through. I guess, okay, let's see how this works, because I'm gonna put gold over this, so I'm not sure how this is gonna finish, but I'm gonna grab a little bit of this metallic-y green and lay that down on the inner corner and just see. Okay, not bad. I think I like that better than the white just being there. And I'm just barely picking up anything. I'm just kind of just swiping my makeup brush in there really quickly. Okay. Okay, so we'll leave that for now. I'm not done with the eye look, but I'm gonna work on that bottom part a little bit. And then we'll do the glitter and then we'll finish. So let's do my face. For foundation today, I'm gonna go in with the Professional, just a little bit. I really don't use that much foundation, so I'll show you exactly. How much I use. So that's gonna be that. I just barely use any at all. This is gonna be enough for my whole face. And then whatever is left, I kind of just swipe in here somewhere. And drag it down to the neck, don't forget. Let me see how this is blending, because I feel like So it's not really blending in that nicely. And I did do different skincare this morning, so I don't know if that's why. Or I don't know if it's because my brush needs to be cleaned. Okay. That's as blended as that's gonna get. I want to finish the eye, so let's do concealer and color corrector. Let's do a little bit of the banana, the Ole Henriksen. And so the same thing for this, I press it in instead of swiping it. And I'm choosing to do it with my finger today, so it kind of just blends better. And then I'm gonna go in with this concealer, which it's not my favorite. It's the Skin Ink. This is in one of the lightest shades they have, which is Neutral 15, and it's very, very dark. But it does stay, the long wear is pretty good. And then it does help with my creasing. So I'm just gonna start with a little bit. And this one I am gonna blend with a brush. Just because of the texture of this concealer. It's a little bit trickier to work with. So see, it's kind of like, I don't know. That's why I don't like this concealer. It gives a very like dry under eye. I don't know if I'll be able to fix that. That's kind of exactly what I was trying to not do. So I laid down that Ole Henriksen first because it's creamy. So it gives my eye a little bit of moisture. I did moisturize my under eye today with a very, very lightweight moisturizer, not the one I typically use. So I think because I didn't do my typical skincare, I tried new stuff. My makeup is not cooperating like I'm used to. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. I'm gonna have to fix it later. Let me take a look with my compact. Okay, this eye's not bad. Okay, so I may have to fix it. I'm gonna put eyeshadow underneath that, so I may not. We won't know till the end. Let's see. Where is, not that one. I swear I can never find things when I'm looking for them. Where is it? That's weird, I can't find it. I'm looking for a gray eyeliner that I was gonna use to kind of tight line with, but, oh, here it is. It's in the wrong place. I like this gray because it's dark enough to be like, okay, she has eyeliner on, but it's not black. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little bit on that waterline, on that lower lid. Okay. Typically like to do my eyeliner before I do my concealer. I just forgot today. I'm forgetting a lot of things apparently. Okay, so let that kind of do its thing. Now for the shadows underneath. I like to do my shadow with a soft eyebrow brush. So this one's very, very soft, and I like to do it that way because it gives me just more precision. And I think for the bottom, I'm gonna go back in with that green that we used earlier. So the same one. And I kind of want to do a little line. Where's my mirror? Let's see if this comes out how I want it to. And I'm not gonna drag that too close to the center. This one didn't pick up as much pigment. Let's grab a little more. This one on this side is mixing a little bit with that gray liner. Okay. Let's bring this one out a little bit more. Okay. Now I'm gonna do on the inside a little bit of that metallic-y green, so that light green that we did. I'm gonna do that one. I'm just gonna put, I grabbed a bit too much, let's see. Grabbed a little bit more of that same color, that metallic-y green. And then when I'm applying it to the center, I'm going below that dark green. So that dark green is closer to my lid. To my waterline. And then that metallic green is going underneath that. Okay, so we may be done with that. Let's go back in and touch up our gold eyeliner. That is not that one. Okay. And then I'm following that green out a little bit with the metallic on top. Okay, so we'll have to let that dry before we do another layer. Okay, so that gold is kind of following that green tail. I need more on this side, but I needed it to dry first. Okay, so same problem. I need it to dry because I'm just kind of moving product around and not placing product on top of it to make it more vibrant. Okay, so we'll let that dry. We'll do the final touches. I just need a little bit more on this eye, but I think should be okay. Let's I don't know if I want to clean this up a little bit. No. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. Okay, now I'm gonna put a little bit more of that glitter glue, that NYX glitter glue, just on that inner eyelid because I'm gonna lay down my glitter now. So just take a little dab of that. And then this time I'm gonna place it with a brush because I don't want my fingers to mess up the... So I'm just taking a little bit, just a little dab. And I'm gonna place it where I want my glitter to lay. Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna wipe my brush on my hand, the back of my hand. Put a little bit more glue. And I do trust that this NYX glitter glue, that the glitter that I'm using from ColourPop would stay all day without that glue on there, because it's pretty, the long wear on that is pretty good. That's why I have so many of them. But I also feel like just a little bit of extra security won't hurt. So I'm gonna go in with this gold color. This is one of their little glitter jars. They sell these in a set. And I'm gonna pick up just a little tiny bit of glitter with that same flat brush. So I'm using this brush. It's very, very flat. And then I pick up a little bit of glitter and place that right there. I have like a big little clump right here of glitter. That NYX glitter glue worked a little too well. I'm gonna take this little one because I want glitter right on that inner. Okay, this, I have a big clump right here. That's the big clumps I was trying to get rid of. Let me see how I can get rid of that. Okay. So it looks it looks green on camera, but the gold, I mean the glitter is gold. I want a little bit more because I feel like it just ends right there. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay, same thing for the other eye. So it blends easier where I don't have that glitter glue. So once I get to like the mid point of my eye, the glitter is able to be moved around a little bit. Because that glitter glue, it does work. Okay, now I'm gonna switch and get that little one. That little brush again, grab a little bit of glitter. I'm trying to grab a little bit of glitter. Let's see, that should be good. Okay, that's so pretty. I love the glitter. And then after I pop a lash on this, it's gonna be fire. Okay. Just gonna take off whatever glitter gel is left on my brush, and I just do that by wiping it, the residue on the back of my hand. This little section right here is bugging me, so I'm gonna take that green that we were working with earlier and a soft little brush. And by soft little, I mean soft little. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that green. And fill in that gap. This side's not as bad, but I'm also gonna just fill it in a little bit. I like how I said this is gonna be a quick, easy makeup tutorial. And here I am, almost 40 minutes in. Okay, so this the green is so nice, but I can't leave it matte like that because I need glitter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Diamond Balm, the Fenty Diamond Balm. Where is she? She's over here. Where's my regular one? I promise you my drawer is organized. I just don't know why I can't find anything today. Here it is. All these palettes are in my way. Okay, so I'm gonna take the Diamond Balm. This is in How Many Carats. I'm gonna I guess I'll just take this brush because it's in my hand. And I'm gonna scoop some of that glitter up. And press it on the inside. So now there's that shimmer there. So that's how it looked before. And then now I have glitter. More glitter. Okay, so now it has that shine right there. And then I'm gonna just fill in that gold and extend it out a little bit so it is all the way to where that green ends. I'm gonna do that on both sides. I tried to do it earlier, but it just wasn't laying down. The product was too wet. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now that gold extends. So now we're just about done. I'm trying to think of what I want to do up here. It looks so boring, but let's fill in the brows and then we'll decide what we're gonna do there. So let's do, how do I want to fill in my brows today? I guess we can gel them. So let's go in with the Kosas gel. This is the Air Brow, the Kosas Air Brow, which I don't like. It doesn't have a very strong hold, in my opinion. And also, it leaves a residue, but I'm gonna just use it until it's done because nothing goes to waste around here. And I feel like this product never ends. Okay. So I'm just kind of to shape my brow a little bit and give them some hold. I'm gonna fill them in with a pencil. I mean with a pen. This is the Anastasia one, the old one. This one's discontinued. And they have a new one now that's a micro brow. The tail I can go heavy on because I have no hairs there, so I need as much help as I can get. But up here where I do have hair, I have to be kind of careful of how I fill in my brow. Okay, that looks okay. It's a bit blocky. That's why I don't like this brow pen. But like I said, nothing goes to waste around here. The tip on the new pens is different. I haven't used it yet. But I would assume because it's a micro tip, it'll give you a more subtle look and be less blocky. So where I messed up with my brows is I shaped them too much. These brows are funny. It's too dark. That's okay. Let's go ahead and do more gel, a little bit more brow gel. And this will kind of help to soften up that blockiness. So the Kosas brow gel really only works for me if I do 2 layers because it's so thin otherwise. But then I have to be careful because of the residue. So I just kind of have to know my limits with it. Okay, the brows are not on point today, but that's okay. That is definitely okay. So the upper brow, I feel like I need something there. I think I know what it is, and I don't know if I have what I need, but I'm sure I do with all this makeup. So again, in the Pokemon palette, I'm gonna go in with this gold right there, and I'm gonna take this brush, so another flat brush. I'm gonna pick some of that gold up, and I don't want to pick up too much, and I did, so that's like a little bit more than I wanted. And I'm gonna go right under that brow and then drag down a little bit so that it meets the other shadow. I don't want to go too far forward. I went a little bit farther than I would have liked on this eye. So just taking a little bit more of that gold. I'm trying to get the same amount that I did the first time. Okay, yeah, that's better for me. It's just a little subtle hint of more gold up there. Okay, I think now we're done with the eyes. I'm gonna just pop on a lash. I'm gonna do that off camera though because it's a fight for my life every time I do lashes. So I'm not gonna do that on camera. If you wanna see the look with the lashes, follow me on Instagram. I'll be posting the picture probably in my stories. Okay, let's put all these palettes away so I can move on. ColourPop for the win, though. I think all my eye makeup was ColourPop today. Okay. Okay, ColourPop. Okay, so that's done. I'm gonna pop on a lash, which is gonna look so cool. And then let's do the rest of my face. For... Okay, we have to bronze. I don't know what I want to do in terms of blush, but I definitely need bronzer. I need some bronzer, please. Okay, so grabbing a little bit. This is actually the Milk Skin Tint, just in a deep, deep shade. I think it's it's number 12, so it's very dark. But I use it to warm my face up and to shape it. It's gonna be a little bit harder to blend this in today because my foundation's already kind of set, like it's dried. Okay, but that warms up my 5 head a little bit. And then I drag down into the temple a little bit. I don't really like to shadow my temple, but I want to round my forehead a little bit and like shorten it. I mean 5 head. I don't know why I said forehead. That's funny. Okay, so now that that's blended, let's do this. So that hydro tint, that skin tint that I'm using from NYX for this, I mean not from NYX, from Milk, is really nice to work with because it's so thin and blendable. Okay. So that's blended in. Now I'm gonna do a little blush, and that is where I don't know where I want to go. I guess let's do a little, this is the Ulta Beauty Collection Cloud Blush. This is in Dreamy Sponge, it says. And these you have to be careful with because they're so pigmented. So I just do like that much. And that's enough for my whole cheek. So I do bring that blush into my eye a little bit. Okay. So same thing on the other side. Okay, so that's done. I need to fix my, even though I use that concealer usually doesn't crease on me. Even though I used that one today, I got some heavy creasing. So let's clean that up before we set. So let's fix. Better. Okay, so let's fix that now. I mean, let's set that now. I'm gonna go in with just a little bit of Bare Minerals. They're setting their mineral veil. It's very, very light. This is the brush I use to set. Do a little dip. Tap off the extra. And then a little extra on my nose because it's 100 degrees today. So just a little extra today. Okay. So now that's done. I do want to do a highlighter. I feel like I already have so much glitter on my face, but like I need to do a highlighter that has gold in it. So let's see. Ooh, let's see. I think I have an old one from Benefit that may work. No. If I had the Trophy Wife from Fenty, this would be like the one and only time I would use it. No. Let's see. Let's do a little Sunbeam. This is an old Benefit liquid highlighter, but it is, she's gold. She's not bronzy, but she's gold. So I'm just gonna do 3 dots. That didn't do as much as I thought. I guess maybe that's a sign to not do any more highlighter. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Just the 3 dots and tap that in. Yeah, she didn't give as highlighty as I thought. Let me see how this looks on my hand. Maybe I'm remembering this wrong. It's been a little while since I've used it. No, she gives a little. So that's how it looks on my hand. She's right there. Just ignore the glitter. That's from my brush. But no, I guess she gives. I guess I can't see it in here. I don't know about that. I don't know how I like that. I also maybe feel like I messed up by doing the setting powder on top of that. I didn't like it. Usually I set and then do that, but not with a liquid. So I messed up with that. Let's see how else I can glitterify this. So I'm gonna use a soft, this is their all over face powder with glitter. This is the mineral veil from Bare Minerals. I'm gonna see, that's better. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. That's better. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So now that that's done, let's move on. Are we done with face? Yeah, we're done with face. Let's move on to lip. I think for lip, I need to do a very, very basic lip because I have a lot going on up here. So let's just do like a brown. Let's see. is, I have this NYX lip liner that I've never used. It's in shade London. So I guess maybe we can use it today. Let's see. I'm scared. I'm scared of the brown. Oh, she's not brown. She's like nude, peachy nude. Okay, so she's peachy. And let's do, okay, so that's that. And then I just got this weekend too, a little sample of the Kylie Cosmetics lip glaze. And I don't know what shade this is in. Does it say? Yeah, Rose Bloom. And I feel like this would go well with that lip liner. So let's see. Yeah, it's pretty much the same exact shade. It's like nothing in here. I'm not getting anything out. Okay. So the lips are done. The hair is hair masking. It has a mask in right now, so I'm not gonna let that down. I'm not gonna let that down, I mean. And then I think that's it for today. I'm gonna do on the lashes. I'm gonna put on the lashes off camera. If you guys want to see the finished look, it'll be on my Instagram. It's eTells Beauty. So I'll post that in my stories today. But thanks for watching. We're done here, and I'll see you in the next one.